Today we have a very special guest with us. So go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hello everyone, I'm Cigdem Knebel. I'm the founder and author of decodable chapter books for Simple Words books.
So I'm looking at her books, y'all. They're absolutely beautiful and very much decodable. You know, sometimes you hear books are decodable and you look at it and that's not decodable. So what gave you the idea for this?
So initially, I started writing for my son when he was diagnosed with dyslexia at age 6. He started with Wilson, and it was life changing for him. He really quickly started putting the pieces together, and then we wanted him to read chapter because all his friends were graduating in second grade. He couldn't read them, and I said there has to be these books somewhere out in the world. While I couldn't find it, I started writing, chapter here, chapter there, so he could practice fluency, he could build vocabulary, and also, become more confident in reading. Because at that time, he started saying things like, "Oh, I don't love reading, I don't love books," which he knew wasn't true because he loved audiobooks and he loved being read to. It was just that he didn't like the feeling that he would pick up a book and he wasn't able to read. That was something that our peer, same age, in a classroom could easily do. So he thought that he didn't enjoy the reading process, which is the story I think that a lot of kids that age who are struggling tell themselves. So in the summer, for 2 years, he went to AIM Academy in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. And I said, well, they would know if these books exist. So I went to talk to the teacher in the summer camp and the library and the head of school. And they said, the books you're looking for aren't there. And they were everything back then that are decodable. And I don't think that was even worth 10 years ago, really. That was streamlined. So they said there nothing existed. I'm writing for my son. It has to be out there. And they said if you publish them, we'll buy them. And I'm thinking, AIM Academy? So I went to the car. It was a really hot July day, and I'm thinking I'm starting a company. I don't know what's happening. So I started writing a few more books, and quickly my son graduated out of the decodables that I was writing to more traditional text. But I just kept on writing because I felt like I had to do it now. And also, I saw Nancy Wilson's school, and when she said she used to teach adults, and she that many years, and that's why she wanted to focus on children. I was thinking, I have like this side gig, and I'll make it bigger when I retire. But then I realized I have something in my hands, and I almost feel like this is a gift because I'm trained as an engineer, and then I have a business degree. And I always say that I engineer the writing process, and because and I'm dyslexic, so the way my mind works, I understand the emotional side, and I feel like it was all like coming together, and this is what I was meant to do. So I said I'm not gonna wait, I'm gonna do it right now. So now I have authored myself 18 books. 19 as a new graphic novel is coming that will be about 4,000 words. This is going to be highly recordable, probably around like 98% right now. I believe we will cross over to like 99% soon.
Wonderful. How do you come up with your ideas?
So there are a couple of ways. Sometimes, I talk to my kids and I, read a lot of children's books. So sometimes inspiration comes that way. Oftentimes, kids who read my books are huge fanatics and they are not shy. So they email me or they write letters or their parents and teachers reach out saying, like right now I'm working on the graphic novel was another product like that. They wanted to have a graphic novel, so I created that. This book talked about a boy said, I want robots.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know how to create a robot. It's not decodable. And as I did a lot of research, of course. And I realized that there are words around it that I could create. And then that book was born because it was, I believe, a second grader who emailed me saying, I want a book about robots.
I just had one of our students at our center said that she wanted more books because we had a bunch of books for them to read, and she goes, I want some more chapters.
Yes.
Okay. So did you find it difficult to get started in the process? Because I've actually written decodable passages before, and it's a little tough.
Yes, so I've written decodable passages, and I believe for me, they're so much easier, especially if I'm writing a little bit higher level. The lower the level and the longer the text is, it becomes even more difficult because the pool is so small.
Right.
And the stories are always like really engaging. I always write with the mindset that these books could be used for a book report. And and I have the package. They always like love asking, "Oh, we're doing a book report, and we need the author bio. Can you answer this question?" And I always say like, my stories about dyslexia, the things that I now look back and like how my teachers discouraged me writing the stories because I wasn't good enough, and I stuck with math and engineering was my only path. And being a foreigner here, which is a second language, there's so many things that I feel like comes together to make a really good story as an author. And more importantly, when you have a book like this, because there are the character development, plot development, the scenery, the conflicts in there, and the twists and turns that happens over the 20 some chapters, make a really good book report because they can really answer very serious questions about what the journey of the hero is, what the journey of the guide is.
Right.
And I think that doesn't really often happen with decodables because they're mostly shorter books. They're also wonderful, especially early on, but there comes a point where I think they want to have something a lot more engaging. And if they were maybe able to go through some of the process early in the system, as they were like 5, 6 diagnosed and that, maybe they wouldn't be needing these in like maybe 5th grade, middle school, we even shipped to high schools.
Right.
And I would say a book like this hopefully would never be in the curriculum for a high school, but when you need it, I'm glad it's there.
Did you ever see this path in front of you as it unraveled? Did you ever see this as a theme for you, or?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
I'm still to this day, it's been like 10 years. In 6 weeks, it's going to be about 10 years since I really started putting things together. I still like pinch myself in the morning, and I cannot believe this is my life. I'm so grateful for everyone who helped me and lifted me up, like being a foreigner, being an engineer in a business and working in a corporate world, have no idea about education, publishing world. So many people so willingly shared all the resources. So many tutors and teachers spent hours and hours explaining what makes a good book, what the kids need, what are they struggling with. We went through some brand changes. I was thinking, oh, I would want to see this in the cover, and they would, say, oh, kids really don't like to see your like logo in the front. It was decodable, and they are embarrassed, so we put stickers on it. And I was like, okay, so in 3 days, the entire cover is changed, and everything is now the way the kids want.
I love that you're taking their input too to making it better, because you're absolutely right. Especially our older kids, if they feel like it's finished, they want nothing to do with it.
You know what I love too is that at least the younger kids I work with up to fourth, fifth, 6th grade, they love that they're reading a chapter book. They're like, I'm reading a chapter book now. And I'm like, oh, that's so exciting. But they get to see that this is actually a chapter book.
Yes.
So I really appreciate you putting that in there
And
as
then if you
well.
look at this, like it's not too much higher, but it's about over 10,000 words.
Oh, wow.
And that is like when you come to that level, you are, writing the book. This is 99.3% decodable, and if you go to the end of it, you see our scope and sequence analysis in each book.
Yeah.
So you can easily tell. So these 3 words are the only ones that are out of scope in this book, which would be digraphs, blanks,
Oh, yeah, that's
roots,
cool.
short vowels. So you only see the 3 words are T, I, and E.
I was going to ask you about the scope and sequence that you use to write the books, because I'm right there with you. Those early ones where you have like, because I've written just a passage before using short I, short A, T, Q, N, S, L, O, D. And then I was like, What am I writing? It's
This-
really hard to write.
This has a lot of good vowel consonant E pattern rules, vowel consonant consonant rules. It looks like it covers a lot of that low around book 2, book 3, or kit 2, kit 3 area of the curriculums that are very common in Texas.
And I think it's great too because we're always looking for things to do for connected text. And so you want it to be either at their decoding level or slightly above, and even putting in some words that maybe they haven't encountered yet is a good challenge.
Absolutely. That's great.
And I always joke that like if a teacher cannot remember every single word in my book and how many times I used it, so you have this in the back of the book, as you can see.
Oh wow, like a word count.
It's a word count. I don't know if that's
Yeah, can I hold it up closer? So this is
Y'all are listening. She's putting it on the YouTube. So on the YouTube, we just talked about this. It's on YouTube. She's showing how often.
And here's one of the-
words were used.
And then this book will have only a few words in the back that are out of scope. And here you can see, and they are for, her, out, planets, energy, and GPS.
So that's a really
that is-
easy thing to pre-teach before you start reading the book.
Exactly. And also, like you could say, oh, maybe I only taught, these rules and I'm not the rest. So maybe this book has a number 3 pieces
Before you're ready.
That way they wouldn't be frustrated and they would be really feeling successful and accomplishing really successfully reading a chapter book independently, because then they will be given the right book at the right time.
Okay, so how do people find your book?
So the best way is to reach out to us at simplewordsbooks.com. If you send us an email with any questions, read every single email. And as I said, I take everybody's comments and requests very, very seriously. So share your stories. If you love the books, I love to hear the stories. I love photos. I love testimonials. I love ideas about what we should be working, how we can do things better.
So it's a labor of love.
It is. And if you have a book that you say, I can do something better, please let me know. I'm here to support the teachers, the parents, the students, most importantly.
That's amazing.
So
Amazing.
simple words.
Aren't you on LinkedIn also?
I am on LinkedIn. I think that's the platform that I thrive the most.
Yeah. I
And
think I've seen you. I think we're friends on, or whatever it is on LinkedIn. I don't know if we're friends or not.
Well, we
thank
need
you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. And I will put this information on our YouTube link too, so in case somebody misses it.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks, bye.
That was good. That was real good. I'm actually curious.